first question we're going to answer for you guys is what were our expectations when we began the production? So like prior to the production, what would we actually expect the final product to actually look like? So I'm going to let Gina answer this one, because since she actually had very high expectations.
Well, I thought the... just cut that bit out.
We'll let Ben answer this one.
What's the question?
So Ben,
Yeah.
what were your expectations when beginning the production?
My expectations were pretty high. I wanted it to be a masterpiece.
Yeah, yeah.
I felt that it needed to shine as a unique film
Rise
and
above
basically
and
just
beyond the rest.
rise above all the rest of them.
Yeah. So I think in our final production, I think what I expected is that it would be like a blockbuster, something you'd see in a cinema. When you watch this opening, you just want to watch more. You feel like this is amazing, intense, and that's exactly my point of view of what I thought it should turn out.
My expectation was to be a top film that we expected to get a blockbuster like 100 million
Yeah.
box office. That's right.
Sounds just about right. Yeah. What about you, Jim?
Not too Hollywood style, but still quite dramatic because, you know, obviously we don't have the same technology as them and all that. But I still think we did a pretty good job, and we've lived up to
Hold
it.
that thought. Hold that thought. We'll come to that later. All right. So our next question on the list that we are willing to answer for you is, what did we think went well? Iffat, you want to start us off?
I think my acting was just
Top notch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the acting definitely. I think that was a strong point of our production. But without that, obviously, we couldn't have made the film. What about you, Ben?
From an artistic point of view, the title sequence definitely was top notch.
Yeah.
We used our own colour palette of kind of cold steel, which Gina picked out the effect, and I think that worked really well to create something that was atmospheric and depthy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only way it could have actually gone well was by putting the time in and the effort that we did, and I think it's fair to say that all of us actually did put in a fair amount of effort towards this production, which I think made it come out so great and reach our expectations really. So what we'll move on to next is actually the opposite side of what we just asked, which is what didn't go so well. You want to start with Gina?
Well, whenever we were filming, we had planned out a proper storyline that involved more than just Iffat, which we eventually used. We spent about 45 minutes filming scenes with us three in. It's something to do with job interviews and being late and finding the box in the lift. And when we got back to the edit suite, we realised, okay, we only have 2 minutes. It's meant to be an opening title sequence, not the whole movie.
Exactly. I think we got a bit too carried away with trying to express our story all in the space of 2 minutes, which would have been a fatal error. But of course, we overcame that, and we planned and edited it so well. I think that it actually squeezed everything we wanted into those 2 minutes, just with the part that we filmed for Iffat. So we got our point across. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, we were able to set up something that was tense and suspenseful for the audience, and then bring that off nicely and let that fade out into what would have been the post-card sequence.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is how we compare it to our prelim. So we obviously done a prelim that I hope you'll see on our blogs, which is a mixture of me and Gina acting, and Iffat being the cameraman, Ben being the director, and all of us together with our minds being the producers. So that in all, I think, was pretty successful. But I'm going to let Iffat take it away on how we actually thought it compared to our prelim.
I think the main film was outdid our prelim by far.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I liked our prelim quite a lot, but yeah, I think the more time and effort we put into our actual opening, it really showed. Because for our prelim, we only really had a week to put it together. When we made the incident of pressing standby when it was actually record, but in a way that kind of worked for us because we used that footage and it made it kind of give an ambiguous style to the whole thing. So it kind of worked for the best.
we actually used less footage and made it into something that actually looked like it was more. So I think that was pretty successful in itself. And with this footage, we did exactly the same. We did make a small mistake, which turned out which turned in our favour actually, because we edited that out and made a better film out of it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Alright, if we haven't mentioned it already, we'll still answer this last question, which was, are you pleased with the final production?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing else.
Totally. No, yeah, I think we really did spend a lot of time on it, and it kind of shows, because although we didn't use as much footage as we filmed, we used the cutaways and we used the effects, which kind of made it look a bit more professional. So I'm really pleased with it, to be honest, and I thought we worked really well as a group, came with lunch times and
Any extra time we had, spare
Yeah.
time, just any bit of effort that we could afford to put into this film, we did, and I think it showed, it paid off really. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I think with the time, the equipment, the software we had, we pulled it off pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last thing we will answer for you guys is what did we change and what would we change if we had another opportunity? So let's start with the first one. What did we actually change in there?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay,
Apart from the storyline,
yeah, we changed the storyline a little bit. We mixed up the characters a little bit, and generally we just changed the way it looked, because we used a lot of our cutaways, which we actually thought would just be extra footage for us.
it's like we filmed those, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used them all pretty much.
They proved to be really important.
Yeah. We were also going to do quite a lot of other effects, like more like to do with the actual people, but I don't know. We
We
just didn't
decided
have
not to
time.
because we wanted it to kind of be something slightly calm.
And the
leading
atmos-
into the
yeah,
film,
Which is a
suspense.
bit more sinister.
And
as
more
well.
would happen later on
Yeah.
in terms of effects.
Well, we were thinking of using effects like a bit of gory effects, because obviously if it's psychological, it would make you think like, how is this happening, or whatever. So
Yeah.
we actually did want to do an effect where a person's head actually explodes. Even though you'd think that's more of a horror sort of convention, putting it into our thriller, because our thriller was psychological, it would actually make the person think like, how is this going to happen? How is this happening? Like, when would it happen? So an effect such as this, if I was to just blow up Ben's head here. Okay, so after getting Ben back from his head exploding,
Hello.
we're back. He's okay. What do you think about the title anyway?
Yeah, we kind of came up with it last minute. We were thinking so many different things, like level 4, echoes on level 4, number 4, everything to do with 4. But then we realised if we don't actually put 4 in the title, they'll
Makes
think,
it horrible,
what is
yeah.
the significance? So
Yeah.
Rising Fear is very kind of Stephen Kingish, so I
yeah,
thought that would be
exactly.
a really good title to have.
Yeah.
And it's kind of catchy as well.
Thanks to Gina, we actually managed to fit that in the last couple of minutes, and if that was there with her as well, wasn't it?
No, it's just.
Never mind.
But,
Um,
yeah.
We're finished.